Standing on the wraparound porch of Sangre Vista's main lodge, I watched the road that wound through the pines toward the entrance gate. The December air bit through my sheepskin jacket, carrying the scent of pine and the promise of more snow before evening. Today was important. The Warwick family would be arriving this afternoon, and everything needed to be ready. I pulled my jacket tighter and began my morning rounds. The walkways around the lodge had been cleared and salted twice since yesterday's snowfall. Ice could form quickly at this elevation, and the last thing I wanted was a guest taking a fall. Inside the lodge, I made my way through the great room, where overnight embers still glowed in the massive stone hearth. I added fresh logs, watching as flames caught and danced against the river rock chimney that stretched 2 stories to the vaulted ceiling. Fresh wreaths and evergreen garlands adorned the main entrance, and pathway lights created pools of warm illumination leading to the guest cabins. My boots crunched through snow when I walked to the stable complex at 7. Inside, 26 horses stirred in their stalls, some already munching hay. Rick, our stable manager, looked up from where he was measuring grain into buckets, pushing his hat back on his graying head. "Morning, JW. You're here early?" "I wanted to check the road conditions before our guests arrive," I said, though we both knew I could have done that with a phone call to the county highway department. "How are the horses this morning?" "Good to go. Kid and Carson are ready for sleigh work if you need them, and the riding horses are sound. Weather's supposed to hold for the next few days." I walked down the center aisle, checking each stall. Phantasma, our quarter-horse stallion, stretched his neck over the door for attention. I obliged, running my hand along his neck while he snuffled at my jacket pockets, hoping for treats. The new guests have young children, twin boys about 3 years old and an infant daughter. Rick nodded. "I'll keep the gentler horses close to the barn. Maybe set up some supervised visits if the boys are interested. Kids that age love seeing the big animals, even if they're too small to ride." "Good thinking. And Rick," I paused at the stable door. "This family is important. I want everything to go smoothly." "You got it, JW. We'll treat them well."
Those familiar brown eyes met mine, and recognition hit me like a lightning strike. Nearly 3 decades since I'd last seen JW's face, and my body knew him instantly. The way his left eyebrow lifted when surprised, the particular intensity of his gaze when processing something unexpected, how his shoulders tensed during internal battles. "Maya," he whispered. Hearing the first name I'd stopped using years ago was jarring enough, but spoken from this man's lips sent a shock through my system. "JW?" I whispered back, my throat constricting. He looked older, of course, silver threading through hair that had once been dark brown, lines around those eyes that spoke of decades in the sun and wind. But it was unmistakably him. The man who'd owned my heart completely when I was 19, who'd vanished from my life without explanation, leaving me to piece together the wreckage of everything I'd thought we were building together. Flynn was talking about wanting me to meet someone, but her words felt distant. All I could focus on was the reality standing before me. JW, here, in Crested Butte, looking at me like he'd seen a ghost, which I supposed he had. I started, then stopped. What was there to say? "Hi, remember me? The girl you abandoned without explanation nearly 3 decades ago? The one whose life you destroyed when you disappeared?" "Echo, this is JW," Flynn was saying, her voice bright with enthusiasm. Well, it's complicated, but he's family. JW, Echo is the executive director of Miracles of Hope Children's Charity." Family. The word registered through my shock. JW was family to the Wheatons? How was that even possible?